bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books,
Costumes
facts, boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Fantomah.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I am Zach, joined by my co-host, Mr. Mike.
Hello.
And Mike, a fantastic show we have in store for our listeners today.
I have been looking forward to this one.
A character who is just as interesting to me as the person responsible for drawing the character.
That's right. You told me.
And we'll get into this. Our character today is Fantomah.
Fantomah.
And Fantomah is, I will read a couple of excerpts just to show you how she's described throughout different times, but basically,
Well, first, I
Jungle
want you to tell
Protector.
me. I want you to tell me the name of the comics that it came out of.
Jungle Comics.
Fantastic.
That's right. She
great.
first
Yeah.
appears in Jungle Comics number 2.
Jungle Comics number 2.
Number 2.
Like you needed two of them.
It wasn't like, while we're getting into all of these anthology stories, it was filled with nothing but, you know, jungle stories.
Well,
It's like, like Tarzan Adventures.
It'd be weird if it
except
was
it
all
wasn't
like
Tarzan.
in a
It was
city
like
or
some
something.
other, Tarzan-like
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
Not creature, but man.
Man of the Apes.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. Sure.
But everything happens kind of in the jungle as the background in Jungle Comics.
All loincloth themed stories.
They were very much, loincloth and tan negligees, or in this case, black negligees. It's like that's tan there too. I don't know. It's just very much everything in there.
Check the color.
I did. I was like, and I don't know why I checked, because
Yeah.
7-Eleven lied flat out to us last week
Sure.
and said,
He's in a black suit.
He's in a black suit,
Yeah.
and it was maroon.
It was red.
But Fantomah, it says here, is created by Barclay Flagg.
Mm-hmm. Two
That
Gs.
is not his real name.
Okay.
The man's real name is Fletcher Hanks.
Okay. This is his pen name.
His pen name, one of many.
Okay. Oh.
One
all
of
right.
many.
Cool.
We might do I'm going to save some stuff. I'll give some stories, maybe save some for later, because Fletcher Hanks has another character that I'm sure at some point in time we'll get into.
Okay.
In Stardust the Space Wizard.
Oh.
It was very much like Fantomah in a way, and just as weird at times.
Stardust the Space Wizard.
Fletcher Hanks is a guy who did not come into prominence or gain a cult status until after his death.
Sure. Like many
Like
great
many
artists.
people.
Sure.
Basically, a lot of the rise in comic books in the 1980s, which we saw a lot of great stuff come out. It was kind of the
We did.
British invasion of comics happened through the 80s.
Yeah.
Very similar to how it happened in musics.
Camelot
multiple
3000.
musics. But you had guys like Alan Moore and Grant Morrison come in, just a bunch of, great English writers come into comics. There was a big boom in comics. So a lot of independent books came up, and a lot of these independent books were looking for stories to fill. And I think it was Raw Magazine who found some of these Fantomah and Stardust comics.
Raw?
I believe. I could be wrong.
Okay. No, I'm not questioning you. I'm questioning the naming of that magazine.
Really? Out of everything, you're going to question Raw?
Yeah.
Like, isn't it a sugar brand now?
Yeah, well, that's true.
So, I mean,
yeah, but that kind of fits, right? Raw magazine just sounds gross.
No, it sounds like porn.
Sounds
But
like Jugs, Raw.
that sounds
you
gross.
know, that kind of
too.
thing. Sure.
Okay, fine. It fits in that. I think that's what it was. If I'm misremembering, because I wasn't able to sit here and do my full
Yeah, I get it.
research before coming in, which sounds like I don't prepare at all for this.
No.
I wasn't
would
able to
never
have it all
accuse you of that.
tidily in front of me.
Sure.
And I easily forget things. So one day I will apologize if I got it wrong, but don't hold your breath. And
It's all those head injuries.
it is. So with they reprinted some of these since they are in the public domain.
Okay.
And the art kind of got him famous, and just the quirkiness of the stories, as we'll kind of get into when we get to this.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of skeletons.
But what is great about Fletcher Hanks, and I say great because it's not, but he was a very interesting man. He was not a great father or a great husband. All the stories is that he was kind of a abusive piece of trash.
Right.
So what he would do, though, is when he was 11, we'll go back to a little bit. When he was 11, his mother signed him up for drawing lessons through the mail, right?
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say sent off for one of those live mice.
Sent off for one of those.
You know?
Yeah, I do have ads in here for you,
Beat
too.
up turtle.
I do have ads in here for you.
Awesome.
But it was like a correspondence school where you drew and you sent it off and then they responded. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
sent one of those off one time.
So he learned how to draw from doing that.
I drew the turtle.
Really?
Yeah, the turtle head.
I don't.
It was like Timmy the Turtle or something. It was like 3 different things you could draw.
Yeah.
One of them was a turtle.
Yeah.
I don't know the other ones.
Okay. I vaguely remember ads for this.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. It was like, draw this thing, send it in. You can be famous.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I sent it in. I don't think I ever heard anything.
Oh, well.
And I'm not famous. So just letting you know.
So false advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you didn't read the fine print.
Maybe so.
So he grows up and what he
put
does.
me on a call list. Or
what he
something.
does to make money, Fletcher Hanks, is he paints pictures that he's commissioned to do about town just by, people in town like, hey, will you do this for me? Yeah.
Sure.
And the money he makes from that, he uses to go on drunken benders.
Oh.
So.
Well, at least he's got a plan.
Yeah. There's one time where he made a lot of money off of a commission, bought a whole barrel of wine, and he and his buddies went out to the woods, right? For just a drunken weekend.
That's great.
And
a barrel of wine.
Wow. But things turned tragic when a fight broke out between 2 of his friends.
Yeah.
And he was a referee, but apparently not a good one. As somehow in the rough housing around and playing around, there was like a minor dispute, but I think they were just roughhousing playing around. One of the guys broke the other guy's neck. So somebody died.
Oh no!
In this weekend.
Wow.
Wine. Yeah,
that's great. Tragic.
His son, one of his sons, he had 4 kids, who was junior.
That he knows.
Fletcher Hanks Jr. Well, when he was 12. He said that he had been doing jobs kind of around the house, or around town to kind of be the man of the house because his dad would just spend everything he had.
Right, sure.
And he was saving the money in his piggy bank.
He's buying barrels of wine.
He's buying barrels of wine.
I mean, come on.
He had saved
it can't be cheap,
all this
right?
money in his piggy bank to help out the family. And he came home to find all the money and his father
Fletcher.
gone.
Yeah.
Never returns.
That's sad.
His son, upset by this, goes to his mother about it, and she goes, hey, at least that's all it costs for us to finally be rid of him.
Jeez.
That's how they looked at it.
Wow.
So that's Fletcher Hanks, the person. Also, I guess I should tell you, what were you looking at the... Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, the back of that thing's rough.
Oh, you didn't expect that from Jungle Comics?
I'm just, yeah.
It's we're talking about 1940-41 here.
Sure, yeah.
But something strange about Fletcher Hanks here is he just disappears and he shows up.
Just now, there's something strange.
No, there's something very strange. So he disappears through this and he shows up here in New York around the time in the 40s. And he uses those skills that he learned from drawing and, writing to start creating comic books for, I believe, Will Eisner and the Eisner production house where they would sell, obviously stories to. There's a big boom in comics at this time because everybody wants to find the next Superman.
Eisner's huge
wants to
name
find, wants to find the next Batman. And so they have production houses where
Not
these
Brick
guys.
Bat.
No,
not Brick Bat.
Not Brick Bat though. Batman.
Sure. Brick Bat.
You still love that, right?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
The lime green suit's my favorite part.
Yeah.
So he basically starts producing, and a lot of times these guys, to get them turned out quick, they had deadlines.
Yeah.
But Fletcher Hanks put together, he did all the art, he did all the lettering, all the story, everything here, the whole creation is his.
One-stop
And basically
shop.
you turn it in at a deadline.
Yeah,
and that's
sure.
how you did with all of this. So he had like 6 different stories in all across all of this, 51 total stories in print.
Wow.
Like 11 Fantomah is the most that he has of any story. Other writers take over it eventually. He has the Stardust the Space Wizard that runs for 9. There's a boxing comic he does who I'm pretty sure his name is Mo M. Down.
That's good stuff.
There's something like Big Red, who's like a lumberjack. There's just a bunch of weird things, all illustrated like this. And then in 1941, he disappears from the world of comics, basically never heard of again. He lives in Maryland and around Maryland, like sometimes in the late 60s. He's like the head of like, I don't know, some like PTA or like home commission or something. Like he has a public office where he's there in town for 2 years. And then he disappears again until he's found like in the late 70s.
Dead in a barrel of wine.
Dead, like homeless on a bench.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
oh, wow.
Like just penniless. Yeah, penniless. His kids didn't know that he had anything to do with comics.
Oh my goodness.
Until
really?
after his death.
Oh, wow.
Like, so one of basically all we know about Fletcher Hanks is from, you know, some of these other comic book artists who like in the 80s kind of grew to love his art and wanted to know more about him and found, oh, Fletcher Hanks, you know, and reached out to him and talked like, well, here, let me tell you about my dad. And like, that's how they found out about stuff.
You know, now that you say that, that is very reminiscent of that, like rebirth of comic art and stuff in the 80s. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. That's very like Flash tattoo-ish.
It is. And it found a home that many years later. The other strange thing I should point out, though, Fletcher Hanks was born in 1889.
Wow.
This is a man who, let's figure this out, would be in his early 50s when he started producing comics.
It's amazing.
At the Eisner House, where he was the only one, because it was recalled with talking to Eisner that he was the oldest one around a bunch of 18 to like 22-year-olds.
Yeah, sure.
And then just one old man kind of there in the back.
One old drunk man.
It should also be brought up that I found this interesting personally, just reading through the stories when we go through it. I feel like you can find a very just like biblical aspect kind of to these stories.
Yeah.
He is the son of a Methodist minister from the early 1800s as well.
So he's literally a son of a preacher man.
Yeah. He is literally a son of a preacher man.
Thank you, Dusty Springfield.
And so now that I have given you the absolute craziness that is Fletcher Hanks, let's get into the absolute craziness.
I gotta say, for a guy,
Fantomah.
I gotta say, for a guy who bought an entire barrel of wine and went out in the woods and broke a neck with somebody, he's got great handwriting.
He does.
Like really good penmanship.
He does. Well, this might have been used. I found out a lot of time with the lettering. There's actually not machines, but there's I saw for the first time, and this is terrible to be able to.
That's what it was back then.
This is terrible for an audio podcast to be able to describe, but it kind of looks like you remember like what compasses like used?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Those have a name.
Yes.
Like I went to school for commercial
lettering.
Yeah, for lettering. I'm a letterist.
Well, I mean that is a job now in comics.
Yeah, I went to school for advertising and commercial art, and we had one of those little template things. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, whatever.
So are you a closer then?
Yeah, it's only for me. That's right.
Coffee's for closers.
It's only for closers. Right. It's not the same thing.
No, well, I know, but still, I don't know why. I just
I love that movie, by the way.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
I would do an entire podcast, like 1,000 episodes, just talking about moment to moment from Glengarry Glen Ross.
Seriously?
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh,
so much dialogue.
I've seen it I've seen it the one time, and I enjoyed it. But I need to.
Yeah.
I also love the. I guess the Kevin Smith joke in Zack and Miri Make a Porno when you've seen that movie, haven't you? Okay.
It's been a long time.
When he's talking to Justin Long's character and he's like, oh, so you're like I'm in movies with male only cast. And he goes, oh, like Glengarry Glen Ross. There's another joke there, but you can go watch it for that.
Sure.
Let's get into Fantomah now, Mike.
Let's go.
So basically, as she is known as the mystery woman of the jungle, we're only focusing on the issues that Fletcher Hanks did here or the appearances in Jungle Comics because they are by far the most intriguing of this whole story. The rest are just not to take away from who did them at the time, but just, they're normal.
Right.
These are where it's fun.
These are not normal.
No. Well, maybe for Fletcher.
Right.
So our first story, when we're introduced, I'm going to just read verbatim the first introduction here of Fantomah the character. No white man knows where the elephant goes when he wanders off to die. First words when we get introduced here. The long sought spot in the jungle called the elephant's graveyard has remained an unsolved mystery to the ivory hunters. Only the mysterious Fantomah knows where the great mountain of ivory is located. After thousands of years, the accumulated tusk in the secret graveyard amount to a fabulous fortune.
Okay.
So, all we know about Fantomah, she's the mystery woman of the jungle,
Yeah.
and she's mysterious.
Right.
If you ever want to know how she gets her powers, too bad you don't.
Okay.
If you ever want to know what all powers she has, everything.
I'm assuming she gets her powers from dead elephants.
She is protector of the jungle,
Uh-huh.
who, as we will come to find out, basically knows about crimes before they happen,
Sure.
but still does not stop them.
Okay.
So we are introduced in the first story, well, until it's too late, and then we just focus on basically some old school torture porn to the...
I mean, she's used to dead elephants. You know, she knows where the dead elephants go.
That's true.
And so she's always there probably afterwards, I would think.
So you think she's just used to...
Maybe it's the stink that comes off the dead elephants. Maybe that's what gives her powers.
That's what gives her her power.
Sure.
So basically, our first story with the elephant graveyard here is it tells some grand tale of how this grand elephant's, basically ready to die.
Mm-hmm.
And Fantomah is going to lead it to its graveyard, to the great elephant graveyard that was
What would they do without her?
I know. Apparently just wait. Like,
just
can't die
on
yet.
the spot.
Gotta wait.
Yeah.
Well, there's ivory hunters there that are ready to obviously find their way to the elephant graveyard because it's going to be worth a fortune in ivory. So,
Otherwise known as poachers.
yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So as they get close to entering through this tunnel, basically Fantomah, whenever she wants to be angry, she's just this, blonde, pale, white lady. And when she gets angry, her face turns into a skeleton.
Okay. Wait,
that is her.
Wait, her face turns into a skull.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Not an entire skeleton.
Not an entire skeleton.
That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Skull, no big deal.
Her face turns into a skull.
Sure.
So what happens is...
But she keeps the hair.
She keeps the hair.
Which is pretty amazing.
I mean, it's stylish. You know how long she worked for those curls?
Sure, yeah.
We're not going to change it in that form.
And you got to assume the curls are natural.
Oh,
because,
for sure.
There's not a lot of product out in the elephant graveyard.
Not in the 40s.
Yeah.
So the poachers are following
the 40s.
as they go to enter the cave where they see them head into. Basically, Fantomah appears in skull form and tells them, do not enter. And they kind of tell her, yeah, whatever.
Whatever, skull lady.
They're like, I don't listen.
Yeah.
Whatever. Obviously, yeah, it's
she's
great.
Just standing behind them.
She's like standing behind them. She's a spirit and then an actual physical being at times. It's never explained.
Well, what's weird to me is skull lady, blonde hair, coconut bra. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah. Especially since on the very next page, I truly feel
she's wearing a dress.
Yeah. And then also she's a full skeleton down here because Fletcher honestly cannot remember what he's done from one panel to the next while he's drawing this.
It's that barrel of wine.
But it looks
great though.
Yeah. The art's fantastic.
It's very stylish.
Basically though,
you can tell when this was made.
Oh yeah. But in this, she traps them in the elephant graveyard.
That's
because
a buttload of ivory.
Oh, it's a ton of ivory. It's enough to swallow an elephant up as he lays down to die. But basically, she traps them in there.
That's what I want to know. Where's the rest of the carcasses?
They just fade away.
Carcass.
The carcass fade away underneath all the ivory.
Yeah.
But they're trapped. They don't care. They're like, we still found it. We're going to take all this ivory, go steal all the jewels off the elephant before it dies.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like, see the elephant? It's like, I don't know. He's from some jungle temple, so he has like jewels on his back.
Sure, he's from some jungle temple.
So they steal it all, and one of them turns on the other guy.
Stabbed him right in the back.
Stabs him in the back. And then he dies of quicksand. The other guy, thinking, all this riches is mine, dies from quicksand.
Quicksand, that'll get you.
And then it just says, the elephant graveyard is still a secret because one dude killed the other guy, and then he died from quicksand.
Mm-hmm. And then there's an ad for a bike for you.
The Monarch Silver King.
Silver King.
And that's what all these stories are, Mike, is they're people getting up to shenanigans in the jungle and are her basically just punishing them.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily coming to save the native people that live there.
Well, she's a spirit.
Or stopping things before they happen. But just deciding to come in whenever she feels like it.
Well, no. I mean, if she stopped it before it happened, there'd be no story.
Here is one where these explorers basically are looking for a city full of riches. And they inject a monkey that the local people think is like a special kind of monkey.
Sure.
They inject him with some kind of poison, and he goes in to scare off all the people inside. Mm-hmm. Basically, they try to run everybody off so they can steal all the jewels.
Hang on one second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
What is this guy doing here?
He's drumming.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know what those two things were.
That's
sticking out
drumsticks, yeah.
Okay, lots of arrows.
Yeah, lots of arrows they shot at
Another panel with lots of arrows going at the same guys.
Mm-hmm. That's when they decided and said, hey, we'll just poison, a mandrill. There we go. It's captured.
Mandrill.
Thank you. The injection is made and the animal begins to froth at the mouth.
Oh, okay. That's what that is. Froth.
Yeah.
All right.
And he says, he'll soon be mad and run wild. We'll head him straight to the gate. So basically they sick him after the townspeople and it scares the villagers away.
What's up with this dude?
That's a statue. It's all jewels and stuff.
So this guy's got a blue face, blue hands.
Yeah.
He's holding a wad of something. Yeah. And he's all covered in jewels.
Yeah.
He's got like that kind of that genie turban thing on. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Fantomah knows what's going on here, and she heals.
Well, she knows all.
She heals the infected mandrill, and she appears and basically tells them, hey, I'm warning you.
Sure.
Don't steal any of these jewels.
Yeah. Stop messing with the mandrills.
And then she says, if you ignore my warning, you shall pay the penalty.
You know who was really talented is that Barbara Mandrill. She was really good.
I actually get that one. I get that one.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. It says the marauders, paying no heed to the warning, are suddenly encased in a terrifying aura and change very rapidly. Fantomah wills it. Basically, they don't listen to her and they steal jewels, so she turns them into reptile people.
Yeah, they're like praying manta tie.
Yeah, and then she makes them fly back home to their country as these lizard people. And the last panel says, I love this last panel though, says, straight for civilization heads the big plane with its two strange flyers. And they each say, one of them says, crime doesn't pay. Oh, crime doesn't seem to pay. And the other one says, you're right. Not, hey, we're giant lizard people.
We're bugs.
So,
whoops. Huh.
We have.
Well, hang on.
Oh, no,
I think
no,
if you're. Oh, okay. Never mind. This is an ad, but it's
wasn't
rip-roaring action and adventure. And then on the back of that,
there's that. A beautiful desk for
beautiful
$1.
Desk, only $1. It says act now. That's great.
This beautiful desk for $1.
The combination for as little as 10 cents a day. I don't understand what's going on here. There's two little kids that are very happy about acting now on this bargain offer. Then there's a beautiful desk for $1 and then a typewriter. And so I guess you get a briefcase and a typewriter. And
well, it's the combination, I guess. Here, would you like me to try to?
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't mean to derail what's going on here.
I just fine. Here we go, because I actually can read this one, so I'll read this to you.
Combination desk for $1.
This beautiful desk for only $1 with any Remington portable typewriter.
Oh, I see. So you got to buy the typewriter.
A beautiful desk in a natural blue-green trimmed in black and silver, made of sturdy fibre wood, F-I-B-R-E, fiber wood.
Fiber wood. Sure.
F-I-B-R-E?
Yeah, well, it's British.
Okay.
It's fancy.
Fiberwood.
Fibre.
Now available for only $1. And if you didn't know that, it has the dollar sign of the dollar. Yeah.
Right.
To purchase, to purchasers of a Remington Deluxe noiseless portable typewriter.
Got to get the noiseless.
Noiseless and portable. That's got to be pricey. Let's see if it has the price in here. The desk is so light that it can be moved anywhere without trouble. It will hold 600 pounds.
600 pounds of what?
I don't know. Yeah. This combination gives you a minute office at home. A miniature office. Sorry, that's me.
A miniature office.
A miniature office at home. Mail the coupon today. These extras for you. Learn typing free. To help you even further, you get free with this special offer, a 24-page booklet.
Sure.
Prepared by experts, of course.
Typing experts.
To teach you quickly how to typewrite by the touch method.
How to typewrite by the touch method. Is there another method of typewriting?
The
mental method?
I feel like we use the touch method still.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, everything is a touch method.
Yeah. When you buy a noiseless, you get this free Remington Rand gift that increases the pleasure of using
Wait,
your
what?
Remington. It says increases the pleasure of using your Remington Deluxe noiseless portable. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that just says basically you get free stuff. Oh, you also get a carrying case. There's a money back guarantee.
Great. I see why the kids are so excited now.
So back to Fantomah after we learned about that great desk.
Daddy, can we get a miniature office?
Can we get a desk for just $1? It holds 600 pounds.
And it's made of fibre wood.
Oh, man.
Shut up, kids. I'm drinking my wine.
Let's just stroll through some of these stories because
this art looks different.
It's the same still, though. I think it's just some of these are just scans because obviously some are in better condition than others.
Sure.
So it's some of these old comics, the way they turn out.
Like the guys' heads and stuff. They look
different. Yeah.
This guy's got a big square jaw.
He does. And this one, that scientist finds like a serum to basically have mind control over these apes in the jungle.
We must capture the gorillas unharmed so that the serum will take the proper effect. Okay.
But there is one of these that's a creepy looking monkey.
Oh, no, that monkey is gross.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's one picture of a monkey has a really weird sly grin on his face. So basically the evil scientist uses his gorilla army to start taking over villages in the jungle.
He looks like the doctor from Planet of the Apes.
He does a little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's weird. To take over, and they do. Like, they get some people to leave their cities. Fantomah basically tells them, like, don't send your people in don't send your ape army into the village. He ignores her.
I've heard that once. I've heard it 100 times.
So basically, Fantomah whisks the scientist through the air. Down below you is your demonized army of gorillas. Fantomah releases him.
Sure.
He falls in the path of the bloodthirsty army. Doctor, your time has come, and your serum too shall be destroyed.
This dude is handing guns to gorillas.
He is.
And they're talking.
They're because of his serum.
Oh, the serum. Gotcha.
That now Fantomah has dropped the science into while reversing it. And in this children's comic, the gorillas literally rip him limb from limb.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Pieces of him are flying in the air.
Yep.
Huh. Wow.
Just for 10 cents, the 5th of every month.
Hey,
in
kids.
Jungle Comics.
Hey, kids, don't mess with gorillas.
We have, this guy, he finds like this a meteor lands in the jungle somewhere.
Sure.
Right. And this guy finds it, and it's like this magical growing leaf that he's been looking for.
Yeah.
And there's eggs on there that are like dinosaur eggs. So basically he gives them, takes the leaf and creates a serum to turn them into giant lizards that take over cities in the jungle.
Yeah.
Fantomah changes the city into a cloud city and raises it in the air. I love
how this is all just normal to you.
Well, I've read all of these.
Oh, okay.
So at this point,
and then she changes the city into a cloud city.
Basically, she makes it to where it can't be destroyed after they have already destroyed other cities.
Yeah.
They just can't get to the main city.
Yeah.
Basically, Fantomah's revenge in this one is she reverses the hypnotist thing that the scientists can do and sends the lizards back to the asteroid they came on.
Right.
And she places him on that asteroid too and flings him back out into space.
Okay.
She's very much, you do anything wrong,
she's going to chunk you in space.
Just to get rid of you.
Yeah.
This was one.
Well, God bless her.
This was one that was kind of weird to me.
No, come on.
So it's like Jungle Book.
Get ready, guys. Now it gets weird.
Except this kid was raised by a giant snake.
Okay.
But in the jungle, he comes across these berries that nobody's ever found, and he eats them. And all of a sudden, he basically just wants to take over everybody, take over everything.
This is very biblical, huh?
And it gives him
berries.
It gives him magic.
Yeah.
And he makes the people give him emeralds and steal things for him. And
does he have emeralds on his body?
No.
What are these blue spots all over?
They've grown on him after he's eaten the berries.
Oh.
And now he uses his snake mom.
That's one of those side effects they talk about in all those pill commercials you see on TV.
You eat too many berries, you'll get blue spots.
Mm-hmm.
But he uses his snake mom
Snake mom.
as like a weapon of mass destruction. Which, by the way, his snake mom, he calls her Powerhouse.
Powerhouse, the snake mom.
Yes, Powerhouse moves forward to crush the natives to death. There's a line in here.
Of course.
So basically, he takes over everything.
Snake mom.
Yeah, snake mom. Fantomah goes and takes him to another part of the village.
She's shooting lightning out of her fingers.
Oh, she paralyzes snake mom. Sounds nasty.
Sure.
Snake mom, because it pretty much is.
That was a great reference. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pretty much is.
Yeah. I love me some Ray Wally Hubbard.
Yeah.
Basically, though, she gives him a berry that changes him back to the old way he was, where he wasn't evil. So you would think, okay.
It's just like anybody who's cross-eyed. If you kick them in the head with a mule, they'll be uncross-eyed, but you don't want to kick twice because then it'll just go right back.
But in this, after they've become uncross-eyed, you don't put them on a mountain by themselves with their snake mom to never be able to talk to anybody again.
Well, I mean, okay, that's fair.
Fantomah reunites them. From now on, you both shall dwell entirely alone.
What are they going to eat?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Dirt.
So that's what she does. Fantomah.
Well, that's great, Fantomah. You did it.
There's another one here. This one's really, I keep wanting to say they're all weird.
Eyes.
I'm trying to, I can't go through all of these, so I'm just going to focus on the ones that I think are the best.
Oh, my soul, the guy says.
Oh, man, some of these. Okay, we'll save the ads here for you.
Yeah, please.
I have that one that we'll go over at the end. So I need to focus on, okay, there's one here where a group of men basically...
This guy says, who's afraid of skeletons? Let's get the jewels.
There's some great lines in there. This one, it's like a group of 4 men take over a diamond mine that another company owns. They're basically robbing the diamond mine, and they have taken all the local villagers hostage to work the diamond mines for them.
Right.
So the company decides,
as you do,
hey, everything's ready to go at our diamond mine. Let's get it up and going. So they send the planes over there with supplies, and these group of 4 guys shoot all the planes down with anti-aircraft missiles.
Oh no!
So let's talk about that. They've kidnapped all the villagers, all the men from the villagers, stole a diamond mine, made the villagers work the diamond mine, and killed everybody from the company who came to actually work the diamond mine they own. And now Fantomah shows up.
Are you saying that we need to make a couple of leaps of faith here when we read these?
No. Well, that, yes. But I'm also saying that all of that has happened, and she's just been like, I got groceries.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, well, she's got to polish her skull.
So
and
you want to know what how she punishes them for that?
Yeah.
She combines all 4 men into one man.
Okay.
And then drops him in a pit of horrors.
What? A pit of what?
Horrors.
Okay.
Did I say horrors?
It sounded like horrors.
Is that comic?
I was like, is that punishment?
It's a different comic. We're going to have to wait till we get Patreon to do that one.
Sure.
So.
Pit of Horrors. The podcast.
So she transforms them into one man and drops him down in this pit of horrors. And it says, these creatures of an unfound world shall be your masters. And they're these weird looking monsters.
Oh, wow. Look at them.
Well,
they're
the guy basically, he tries to escape and he can't. He's smacked by a giant hand in this pit. The one guy that is 4 guys. Into a room full of giant sperm, aka deadly cobras.
They look like
sperm.
Yeah.
It's weird how they're drawn.
Or like lily leaves or something, right?
That's way nicer. They look like white lily leaves.
Right. That someone left behind after a one-night stand.
Yes.
Sure.
But the cobras, he's scared. Fantomah saves him out of there just to drop him back in the pit. Before a giant thing steals him and basically kills him.
The guy is standing there. The guy who is 4 guys, he's standing there and he's barefoot, or those are flesh-colored boots. Got both hands over his face with a pith helmet on, and there's 8 white cobras about to get him, and he just says, "Oh!" And then the monster says, Moya.
Yeah, that's a monster speak.
Moya.
Kill him, I guess. one of my favorite ones, there is one where
man, these are great.
A man wants to like basically ruin society. He's like some famous guy from New York. And so his plan's like to bomb, but he's like really rich, but he's like, we should, society's ruined what we have here. He sends bombers to like bomb New York and all that. Yeah. She's like, since you didn't want to be around society so much, she turns him into a caveman, into a literal caveman, and just runs him loose there.
Well, that sounds like a fitting torture.
Yeah.
For this guy, right?
I guess. This one is really weird to me.
He looks like a golem.
Yeah, but it's a caveman, or it's supposed to be.
All right.
This one I don't really understand the punishment. There's this guy here, and I'm trying to remember his name, but basically there's these giant flaming hands that you see.
Oh yeah, look at that.
The blonde-haired guy.
They're disembodied
Angel
hands
Eyes.
too,
Angel
right?
Eyes is his name, right? So Angel Eyes has created these chemical men, but all that is visible are their hands.
I love that Devo album.
Chemical Men? Yeah, these flaming hands. And he's using it to torture the entire... I'm trying to see, is he the one? I think it is him. Angel Eyes is a scientific marvel. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. So Angel Eyes wants to just destroy the whole jungle with this chemical men in these hands.
Okay.
And the reason why is... years ago, the mother and father of Angel Eyes were mysteriously killed while on a scientific expedition in the jungle. And now Angel Eyes, in his mad haste, is holding the jungle responsible. He has tried to terrorize and destroy the Jungle-born.
Wait, the Jungle-born?
The Jungle-born. That's what she
Anybody
calls them.
born in the jungle.
Yeah. And then so Fantomah knows that he's making creatures out of chemicals. She goes to stop him.
Do we know what chemicals?
Nope. Does not say.
All right.
But Fantomah appears, and he basically, Angel Eyes says, I'll get my revenge if I have to kill every jungle creature to get it.
Sure.
Obviously, he's grieving over a lost mother and father. Floating head Fantomah appears to him for the first time. Fantomah suddenly appears before Angel Eyes. Your parents died by accident when a storm blew them off a cliff. Angel Eyes. Angel Eyes. I don't believe you. They were murdered.
By when?
Yeah, Fantomah. You must believe me, and you must stop these terrible chemical men. Angel Eyes. Never. That's how these stories happen. Yeah. So he doesn't listen. She hangs him on a pole, sends his own chemical men after him, and he dies of fright.
Can I get let me see what these chemical men look like.
Oh, no. They're hands.
Oh, they're the hands.
That's it. They're just the hands.
Okay.
Yeah, you never see. She sicks the chemical men after him, and basically he dies of fright.
Yeah.
And then she turns the chemical men just back into chemicals, and they flow off the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
So she pollutes, but...
So, does he say anything when he dies of fright?
No, he just dies of fright. Oh, wait, hold on. Help. That's it.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Do no more. The coward has died of fright. The coward who was trying to avenge his parents' death.
All right.
It also says Fantomah, by telepathy, notifies the jungle danger has passed.
Who's she notifying?
The jungle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's one where an ancient zombie has a machine that makes all the villagers blind.
Oh.
And basically what the ancient...
I saw that in Walking Dead season 12.
I'm sorry, not the ancient zombie, the ancient mummy.
Oh, mummy. Yeah,
ancient
that's
mummy.
A whole different show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Because basically this is supposed to be in Africa. We later find out he does say off the coast of Africa. That's where the jungle's at.
That was one of the options for the Washington football team. They were going to be the ancient mummies.
Oh, were they?
Mm-hmm.
That might have been better.
They turned that one down.
Somebody at work the other day in an email spelled it the commandeers the whole
commandeers.
The commandeers. So
they're not special deers. No. They're commandeers.
So basically, though, he floats mummies, an army of mummies over here, as you can see.
Yeah, look at him.
I can't remember the main dude's name here. Where is it at? Oh, Old Arco, the super scientist of long ago.
Old Arco.
So Arco is basically trying to create a new empire for his mummy brethren. And
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but here's the way that you move a story forward. Right here, you have hand-to-hand combat going on, and what does it say above that?
Desperate hand-to-hand battles follow in different parts of the jungle.
So there's 4 panels of people like choking each other. And then, well, mummies and jungle
villagers,
people, I guess, yeah.
Who were blind, though.
Yeah, blind villagers. And you just say, yeah, it happened in a lot of places.
Yeah. Here's something that I find funny about this one, too, is Fantomah basically changes form to him and goes, Arco, you were doomed to a jungle death. And he goes, bah, I am immortal. I cannot die.
Bah.
Right? He says, bah, I am immortal. I cannot die.
Yeah.
So 2 pages later, he is dropped into a crocodile pit where it's assumed that he dies.
Oh.
So that was very quick. And he also asked help mercy for somebody who is so, I cannot die.
Help mercy.
Yeah.
Using his transmitting powers on himself, he rises into the air. Fantomah, regaining her normal sight. Oh, she was blind for a minute.
Oh, she got hit with his,
Swiftly follows him. High into the clouds they go. Fantomah again exerts her phenomenal will, and Arco begins to plunge earthward. Wow. So he is immortal.
Yeah.
But then she does something to him. And she follows him into the sky, and the guy just plummets into the mouth of some alligators going, oh, and that's it.
Yeah. So we assume he does.
This is problematic here.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Like all the art in here is very problematic.
All the villagers are, that's not great.
There's no way to get around.
But I do like the fact that they're holding a big stick and they all say, we'll ram it hard.
I did see
nice.
that.
We'll ram it hard.
Last 2 stories, and then we can get the ads to close this out as well. There's a group here.
This is look at that. Wow. There's a picture of Fantomah as the blonde lady, and that is very like 1940s side of a bomber kind of thing. Yeah, that's wow.
And basically we're dealing with the Vahines is what I'm going to call them. It's Vahines. Vahines, right?
Yeah.
It's a group of women who are going into towns and villages to kill all the other women.
There's a lot of flying in these.
There is a lot of flying.
A lot of people flying.
A lot of people. Oh, she flies through her will ray, and she can like read people's minds and stuff.
Will ray.
It's just like, through her will.
Sure.
Like,
okay.
She can do anything.
Yeah. She's great.
But basically their plan here was to kill all the other women so that all the men have to come to them to be like, oh, there are no other women. We'll dominate because we're the only women.
They're creating their own market.
Basically. Yeah. That's the whole process of she basically throws them into their giant moon and throws it into space where it explodes.
Wait, they have their own moon?
Yeah. It lives underneath a mountain. It's weird.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. They put glowworm oil on them, but I don't know if that's what I'd call that.
Yeah, I think that's a
this one
fetish that's yet to be.
This is my favorite one here.
Is this like a big glowworm back here?
No, that's the her throwing the moon.
Oh, throwing the moon, sure.
This one's my favorite one just because of this poor man. So basically, Fantomah, the most remarkable woman that ever lived, is now she's being described now. Devotes her phenomenal powers to protecting the Jungleborn.
Sure, Jungleborn.
She basically gets this sense
that was the worst. That was the worst of those movies. The Bourne movies, the Jungleborn was the worst one. I didn't like it at all.
Well, they didn't have Matt Damon, so.
Right?
Fantomah all of a sudden senses a monstrous. Yeah, okay, sorry, I can't read some of this print sometimes.
Yeah.
A monstrous plot, and her attention is distracted to an abandoned building on the equatorial coast of Africa. Through the power of her extra vision, she can see the occupant of the building. And it's this old angry man, and he goes, I'll kill every jungle animal.
Wait, this is a deserted building.
Where a man lives in.
One old man in it.
So I'll kill every jungle animal.
He looks, okay.
Fantomah says, that is Zomax, the demonized marine scientist.
God bless you. What? What just happened?
Zomax.
Zomax?
The demonized marine scientist.
Zomax, the demonized marine scientist. That's better than Space Wizard.
Can we just get a picture of this that just says, I'll kill every animal with Zomax, the demonized space our marine scientist over it as a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I love that.
Zomax.
He is seeking an unjust revenge is what she says.
With a full glass of water. Zomax.
Fantomah says he is seeking an unjust revenge. Can I tell you what he's...
what's he so pissed off about?
Well, this is my favorite part of this.
Okay.
A few years before, Zomax had been hunting in the jungle. He had mortally wounded a lion.
Okay.
And the animal had charged him in a death fury. His gun became tightly jammed, and the lion had ripped his flesh to the bone.
What?
Only the death of the huge cat had saved his life.
Wait. How did the cat die?
Like through exertion, like he'd already shot it. Through a death charge.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As he crawled to cover, a man-hating elephant had spied him.
Man-hating elephants.
The elephant had tossed him into a pool of stagnant water where millions of poisonous gnats swarmed. With his face swollen from the poison, he had crawled out of the pool only to find himself confronted by a constrictor.
Oh, no.
In the struggle that had followed, the snake had crushed several of his bones.
What a bad day this guy's having.
Then a great ape had sprung up upon him.
Great ape.
The ape had dragged him to its lair. There, for several months, Zomax had led a life of torture. Several months. Finally,
wow, this poor guy. Look at
scarred and disfigured and crippled, he managed to escape. A safari had picked him up and had returned him to civilization.
In an abandoned building.
After months in hospitals, he had come out a bitter and revengeful cripple.
Well, I think I would too. You know, I mean, I'm just saying the guy has been through a lot.
Now, with his superior scientific knowledge of the control of tides,
where did that come from?
He prepares to destroy all animals in the jungle. I'll get them. He's going to cause a tidal wave. I love that story of just how terrible that man's life was.
That's a rough life.
It is a full page of him getting beat up, and you think, okay, it's almost done.
Yeah.
And then it's like they dragged him to his lair there for several months.
Yeah. I like how a snake threw him in a river.
Well, look at him there. They're just...
No, that's rough, man.
So...
Yeah, and every time you see Zomax, it's the same picture.
Yeah, he's
that's the same
that lip
profile
out
picture of, he's just like pissed off.
Yep. And so
I don't blame him though. Now that I know his story.
He, So you want to know what,
what'd she do?
She basically she takes over control of him and flies his plane.
Again.
Towards the wave. Oh. He was able to break it. He decides.
Wait, he got the wave.
He got the wave.
Oh.
She sends the wave. Like he's able to get some.
Yeah.
Obviously, because she can't. She doesn't.
She blue now.
That's the thing. It changed later too to blue.
All right.
Like he is able to cause damage before she steps in.
We made a giant wave.
Yeah, and killed some animals. But then basically,
like a tsunami type
he
wave.
Jumps to a safety, but she has the way of basically engulf him and kill him.
I must hurry.
Yeah. So
I'll fool that meddler. She won't get me, says Zomax.
So he did
extra strength Zomax.
He did 11 of these issues.
Wow, look at these giant spiders all of a sudden.
Yeah, the last one I'm pretty sure is the giant spider. And then all of a sudden so that is Jungle Comics number 15. I'm sorry, there were like 14 stories maybe. Mm-hmm. I might be off, but
Jungle Comics goes on sale the 5th of every month.
The 5th of every month, right? Yeah. And so Fantomah, the next time, so you've got done, you like Fantomah every month, right?
Yeah,
you get to read it.
Right.
You're ready for Fantomah next month. You open it up, you look at it, and that's what you see. Does that look like the same Fantomah?
Crap, that's a whole different Fantomah.
That is the very next month.
This is great art, but it's a different. Oh, this is by W.B. Hoyvius.
They just out of nowhere just switch.
Okay.
And so she changes. There's also there's a lot more problematic stuff there too.
Oh, look at all the, oh my goodness.
But eventually they retcon her.
This is Fantomah issue number what?
Well, it's Jungle Comics issue number
that's what I meant.
16, 15, 16, I think, around there.
Okay.
Where it changes to W.B.
Hovius, yeah.
And she kind of keeps the blonde hair, but it turns into kind of just more generic jungle stories of where.
Does she turn into a skeleton anymore?
No.
Because I don't even see a skeleton
Nope.
here.
She quit changing into skeletons.
Oh, she got better.
And also then another like.
Holy crap, that's a whole different one.
Yeah. And then like another 15 issues after that, they completely redo it again. This is round 27, I think.
Now she's just female Tarzan.
Yeah, they retcon her again. Oh, don't worry, because she's no longer, even though she's in the jungle, she's really an Egyptian princess. We come to find out.
Yeah.
And so now, yeah, she's an Egyptian princess.
Holy crap, I've never seen such a turn.
And then Fantomah goes on until, I think maybe there's 51 appearances by Fantomah. All in the public domain now, and she is no longer there. But we, of course, or I did, wanted to focus on Fletcher Hanks, a very weird man who created some very weird comics, but are just, I mean, they're cool to look at. But
now at the bottom of this, it says Jungle Comics goes on sale the 1st of every month. They're changing release schedules and everything. And this is one of my favorite phrases. Fantomah's ruse works, and as Ngulo's crushing grip relaxes, now taste Fantomah's wrath, vile monster. Wow, this is some good writing.
yeah, no, it's great. Mr. Hoovius.
Mr. Hoovius.
So there we go. That is the story of Fantomah. I'm going to, I think my favorite panel is more, it's not just one panel. It's just the whole page of poor Zomax getting just killed.
Yeah, but you just turned to my
there
favorite
you go.
part.
So we'll close out now. And I have not looked at those. I'll wait and I saved them for you.
A mounted police suit.
Like the Mounties?
Yeah. So again, whole page full of ads. And there are some duplicates from like the last stuff. So there's Learn the Art of Dancing. That was in it last time. There is the live turtle who has been crushed.
Oh, I've came across some stories. I have it printed off. I need to read it. I'm going to have it for a next issue. It's CBR, which is CBR.com, which is a website. One of the guys that wrote for them had put out, I guess, on a blog post or something back in 2008, a story of where he basically sent in for one of the spider monkeys.
Oh.
And it tells, like, he got one. And it tells his story of getting one, and then also other people's who sent off and got one too. So I have a collection of those stories and how wrong it went. Like,
yes, I need to know
it went
that.
to like a trip to the emergency room.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because I think they open it and it's just like a crazy spider monkey just out. So I'll have those for the
come at you like a spider monkey. Telephones, 20 cents a pair.
Is it like a can with string?
I don't know. It's just a guy.
Oh.
Sweater emblems.
I do like sweater emblems.
There's the World Mic, or like I like to call myself, the Deluxe Mic.
That's right.
Electric baseball game. Marriage license, 10 cents.
No.
Marriage license, 10 cents.
Hold on. Can I see that one? I want to see if I
fantastic.
can read a little more of that
Marriage
one. Then.
license.
Oh, man, that one's tough.
It's so small. Yeah.
Oh, it does say a fun license underneath it, though.
It's fun to be married, kids.
It also says 10 cents each, or 3 for 25.
Oh, you can get three wives.
Hold on. There's more. Oh, man, I'm trying to.
Marriage license, 10
There's
cents.
something about loves. No, I wonder if it.
Marriage license, 10 cents. Divorce, $5.
Yeah, I can't see. Oh, the mysterious running mouse. Did you see that one? Oh, I'm sorry. I took this from
No,
you.
you're good, man.
You can learn jujitsu
They're
for 30 cents.
fascinating, man. They're fascinating.
They
really
are. And that's the thing is I love.
It is a slice of life from the time.
Oh,
really
for
is.
sure. Like, that was always my favorite thing when I got older comics. Because these are from the 40s, but like even in like ones you got from the 70s and 80s had them too.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they still had some in the 90s, but it was more of just like ads for things. It was cool.
Yeah, it was always like Kool-Aid Man or something.
Yeah. It was more ads by the time I got to read them more, but I'd miss. Oh, it's a novel spinner ring.
Oh.
No batteries for those telephones, by the way, though.
Sure. No, you don't need batteries.
And
for
a crystal
telephone.
Radio for 25 cents.
I love that.
Yeah, it's right over there. The crystal radio.
Yeah, I like crystal radios. You can get a yacht cap. You can.
Does it come with the yacht?
I don't know. It's just a cap. So it's just a guy in a cap. You can get. Oh, that's the novel spinner ring. I swear to God, I thought it said navel. Magnetic pups. Mystic stamp outfit.
I feel like we had the magnetic pups last time too.
Yeah, probably.
Those were probably just big for the time.
Okay, so and I'll go out on this, but there are a bunch of like you can get plants. So you can get a hula skirt, you can get cactus from seed, water lilies. So there's all kinds of stuff like that. And then
wait, actual water lilies or
yeah, it says indoor water lilies.
Okay, I didn't think I was making sure it wasn't like what we referenced.
Oh, okay,
Never
I got
mind.
you. Yeah, sure.
Terrible joke.
Giant snake sperm. Whoopee cushion. Your high school ring. How do they know what high school I went to?
Yeah.
Your high school ring. Maybe it just comes from your high school. That's the name of the high school.
I want to look at that one when you're done then.
And then the final one, and I can't read this because it's way too small, but it's just called Big Entertainer. I feel like there's a rapper out there named that.
Oh, if not, there
Big
should be. It looks like a checkerboard. I think it's a backgammon.
Oh, so it's
one of those several board games, and one is the Big Entertainer.
Always terrible.
What was the other one we were looking at before that? Oh, Your High School Ring. It says DHS 1941 on the side.
Sure.
Only 39 cents.
Dave's High School.
Oh, it says any high school initials.
Oh, okay. So you have to send in your initials.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's it. So you just tell them RHS.
Yeah, I went to the BFS, whatever.
There's another blank cartridge pistol for 50 cents.
Sure.
It was so easy to get a gun then.
You could kill anybody you wanted.
3 cents for 604-page catalog of amazing novelties.
Oh.
And swimming goggles for 50 cents.
So they're making 3 cents off of the catalog that has a bunch of ads in it.
Yep.
Wow.
You have to pay them for the ad. 3 cents.
They had to make change.
Yeah. Or they just sent 3 pennies, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Mike, I'll tease some stuff coming up in the future.
Yeah, what do we got?
We're going to get to this, and it's some very cool things we have coming down the pipeline. I have the next probably 4 issues planned out. I don't know if they're going to be in this order, but I'll at least throw teasers at what we got going.
Yeah.
I've talked to Mike about it a little bit. We've talked about it here. I have put together IDW went back and kind of dug through. I think IDW is who put it out. At least they put out the first book, and some other publishers put out the other, but they went back through all these public domain comics and found some of just the most ridiculous like romance comic stories.
I love that.
And so we're going to do episode on just some of these ridiculous romance comics, like I Dated a Commie, or Too Fat for Love is one of them.
Too Fat for Love.
Obviously, we're, we should have a blast doing that. And then I have some stories to finally take us into some different eras we haven't been into in a while, like whale. I don't know why I said that. We will is what I was trying to say.
Whale.
But whale. We will
whale comics.
Dive into the 80s.
Yeah.
With a man who basically has his brain taken and put into a giant concrete body.
Sure.
We will look into the 90s, where a absolutely ridiculous, just the stories of this man and just kind of how off he was and just kind of dickish he was as a person are funny enough. But a extremely popular wrestler who's known for being crazy, who decided to fund his own comic series.
Oh, nice.
From the 90s that we have there. And then also we'll take it all the way up to the early 2010s, the 2011s, and look at a comic whose tagline was, "What if Joker was Batman?"
Oh, I like that.
It's not Joker and Batman. That's how they describe the character,
if Joker was
though.
Batman.
Yeah. Just basically like a asshole superhero.
Very nice.
So we will get, I say that, just like a sadistic, I guess, more than anything.
Sure.
But so all of this and more, we got some cool things to get into that I think we're going to have a blast with coming up. As always, you can find us on social media or on Instagram, other social media. It's Instagram. Brofo, I can't.
That was a tough way to get there.
Man, it's been a day.
Yeah, I get it. Sure.
Yeah. But Brofo Hero on Instagram. Also, feel free to email us bros, foes, and heroes, all spelled out, at gmail.com. Also, be sure to check out some of the other great shows and all the great things happening on the Rogue Media Network.
RogueMediaNetwork.com. Yeah.
And
check us out.
Yep. We appreciate it as always. Got a lot of great stuff.
You so desperately are trying to get out of here.
No.
I'm just saying. I always derail this. I'm sorry.
No, I don't mind at all. Because see, then it makes me think that okay, then we have more we could talk about.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there is, but then sometimes I feel bad because I feel like Mike's probably ready to leave.
Oh no, there's another show after this.
Is there really?
Yeah. I got one more.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
We're good.
So then let's just keep talking.
Nah, shut up. Come on, let's go.
All right, fine. I was told to shut up very rudely by my co-host, but I will nicely tell you, thank you for listening as always. We appreciate it. And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Got it, con.
Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.